What's going on, guys? Welcome to Rhino Review Stuff. I'm Rhino and I review stuff. The stuff I've got to review today was sent to me for the purposes of making this video. Nobody has seen this before I have posted it, and nobody has coached me on what to say. The company that sent it to me, however, will be getting a nice little promo shot here in a few minutes. So here's the product that was sent to us today. This is the IPEVO Totem-180. It does have 180-degree panoramic conferencing camera, and these two little eyeballs there, those are actually the cameras. On the side here, it does say National Source AV Incorporated. They did loan this to me for the purposes of this video. On the back here, connect through USB-C. We turn on the software, it looks at us, and we got a video. Got some decent foam packaging there for those people who are concerned about that. And we've got really an elegant looking little camera. Check this guy out. So it does say IPEVO here on the top. We got our two different lenses right there. Looks like we can adjust by going up or down. Wow, that's pretty cool. A couple of microphones here on the side. Red button, yellow button. And here on the base, we can connect this to a tripod. Next thing out of the box, we do have a very rugged USB-C cable, because this does connect to your computer through USB-C. There is not an adapter included in this box, however, I imagine in the official product that wasn't sent for the purposes of a demonstration, there's probably going to be a USB-A to USB-C adapter. Last but not least, we do have the Totem-180 panoramic conference camera user manual, and I will be getting into that myself. Today's video is brought to you by InventiveClassroom.com and CanadianClassroom.com. Founded in 1999, this Canadian company provides a multitude of different tech products to teachers in classrooms across Canada and the US. All products are evaluated by a team of experts and reviewed by teachers like myself, parents, and specialists in STEM education to make sure they deliver high-quality products that meet their clients' expectations. Products include educational toys, robotics and coding sets, classroom furniture, and even 3D printers and accessories, and I kind of want to get my hands on some of that. Their customer service is available in English and French, and you actually speak to a live human being to help you with your questions and your purchases. I'm honestly pretty impressed, and I'm proud to be sponsored by Mercanet for this video. Now, back to the program. The video you're seeing right now is completely unedited, unaltered, un-anythinged video from the IPEVO Totem-180. The audio, of course, is coming from a fancy mic, which you can actually see in the screen because the camera views so much of the room. I am shocked. For a camera, for conferencing, this thing is going to be amazing because you can literally see the entire room around you, except the stuff behind you, of course. Now I'm going to fiddle around with these little eyeballs here, and let's look down. That's wild. And let's look up. That's pretty cool. So it doesn't have a huge range of motion, but if you've got people who are seated at a table and you need to be able to view, some stuff on the table, which this also does a pretty interesting job of, then that's going to be very useful to you. Let's take a listen to the audio. Now this is the unedited audio coming from the Totem-180. I've done no changes in OBS. All I have done is plugged this thing into the computer and I've pressed record. So this is the unedited audio. I can see it's not peaking or anything. It is right up there in the yellow, which is where it should be. So you should be able to get a pretty good voice. I am roughly 3 feet away from the camera and the microphone right now. So what I think I'm going to do now is I am going to go ahead and switch around some settings here in OBS and see if I can get the best possible video that I can get. And I might mess with the audio as well. So I've done some really simple tweaks here. All I've done is I have turned off the auto exposure, and right now I've got it set to -1. It gives the room a pretty natural look to it. So this does work under normal ceiling lights, even these LED lights I've got here in the ceiling fan. So that's pretty cool. When it comes to the microphones, all I've done is put on a noise filter. I turned off the default one with Windows, and it turns out the default one with Windows was kind of giving me a weird echo. So I turned on the one in OBS, and this is what it sounds like now. I think you can agree it is a much better sound than what I was getting with the weird Windows experience. One thing I would like to note is when you move towards the center, and I didn't notice this until I played back the video from earlier, you can see I've got this weird morphing, shifting thing going on with my face. And that's because there are two cameras here that are trying to put one image together. And if you were right there in the center, you're not going to look very good. So if you're in a conference and you're using the IPEVO Totem-180, try not to be the guy that's got to sit directly in front of it. Well, let's check out this IPEVO software. You can see here on my screen, this is called iStage. It's got a few different options here. You can set this up to use more than one camera. So if you've got the IPEVO connected and you've got maybe a camera like mine or a camera like that, or one of my other plethora of cameras connected, you can set that up as the second source. So it's kind of a rudimentary OBS situation here. You can also do some different AI framing techniques, which is pretty cool. If you've got a different IPEVO camera and you connect it up, you can select it over here. You can also select screens. So this is really ideal for that conferencing situation. Yeah, let me put screen 1 right there, and you can see in picture, it's now pointed here at my second screen, which is technically screen 1. And that's pretty darn cool. You can also do a split screen effect there, and it's got half of the IPEVO on one side and half of the second screen or whatever you've picked here for the different source. Let's do another screen here. You can see I was messing with my taskbar to make it automatically hide so you can't see what time it is. Screen 3, that's this screen, so we've got the whole effect going on there of traveling back into the future. And of course all my other cameras and things that are already connected. So yeah, no source selected. That's true. I don't have a source selected. Back to picture-in-picture, you can see it's got the little screen right there. And back to default where it's just the main layout. Up in preferences, it's really rudimentary. You can change where you want the picture-in-picture thing to be. So yeah, I can put the second screen right there and pretend I'm looking at it if I'm looking off to the side. I'm going to just pop it right back there. Ooh, do you see that little shift that went on right there when I held my hand up and kind of got moving around? I'm going to close that real quick. So right now I've got the AI framing here on portrait. Conferencing just sets it back to normal. And I believe it probably shifts where it's kind of focusing on. Oh, and you can see I was the one talking. So who's it focusing on? It's focusing on this guy. Oh yeah. That's pretty cool stuff. Panoramic conferencing, it's going to take the whole room into effect. And you can see, since I'm the one talking there, I am the one up at the top of the screen. I am the one that's the big picture. And that's pretty crazy. How in the world did it get that picture? That is wild. Wow. I've never seen anything like that before. I'm pretty impressed. When I say rudimentary, maybe I don't quite mean rudimentary after all. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the panoramic conferencing. You can set it up here to do documents, so I'm going to hold up a document. Can it see the document? I'm not quite sure. Maybe it needs to be a bigger document. I don't have any big documents laying around next to me. I can't really test that feature. When I was messing around with it before, it did kind of zoom in on a section of the screen that had text on it, and it was almost legible, so pretty cool right there. Final thoughts here on the IPEVO Totem-180. This thing is wild. Like, it is a crazy conferencing camera. For the price, I have not seen anything that does similar things, especially with their cool software. I was a little bit skeptical of the software at first, I think you could tell, but once I really got into it and saw some of those features in action, it is a whole different experience. That's really stinking cool. If you're going to be using one of these, don't waste it in OBS. Use their software and stream from that for your conferences. That is a great situation. It does have the mute button right here, as you experienced before, and it's got the AI button right here. As I said, yeah, you can tilt up and down. It didn't make too big of a difference. I guess if you've got some stuff on the table and you want people to see that, then yeah, maybe you tilt it down a little bit, but it wasn't a huge tilt. All in all, I am really impressed with the quality of this. The video alone is fantastic. The microphones on here are spectacular for a camera. And that's really a rarity when it comes to these webcams. Even fancy conferencing cameras like this, getting a good microphone and good video is kind of a rarity. You usually just get one or the other, and you gotta make do. In this case, with the IPEVO Totem-180, you get them both, and that's really impressive. I really like this camera, and I think they did a great job. So if you are interested in picking one of these things up, I will leave a link to the site that sent them to me, to Merconet, and I would love to thank them again for sponsoring this video and sending me these products to review. I do have others down here on the floor next to me that I am looking forward to getting into in the next couple of days. So yeah, links in the description, like, subscribe, and all that jazz, and I will see you all later. Bye!